Another episode of a mid-morning vibes right here, and a discussion that has been promised and been threatened about for the past few weeks. And I'm so excited to have this conversation. And I can guarantee you now, this is a tongue twister. When I first got this artist's name, it was like really difficult for me to actually get it, to sound like it's supposed to. So if I do butcher it, guys, please don't hold me accountable. All right, but I want to welcome singer songwriter artist War. Now, I want to before I say good day to you. It's war like in war, going to war, battle, shooting, blah blah, and then war like I wore my clothing. So we're gonna just let this gentleman War say a very good day to you, my man. How are you doing?
I'm great to know. How are you, John? I'm great to know. You actually nailed my name. It's not most people who get my name. Some people call me Varvor, but I'm already used to it. No, I'm but you nailed it.
No, look, I'll be honest. I can't really say what I first thought it was when I first started talking about it. Joanne from Tiki Box will probably tell you it. I sent her a voice note the day that she sent me, look, I want to try and get a conversation loaded. And I was like, sorry, how? What? The first time I said it, it sounded like saying way different. And I can't, like I said, I can't say it on air. So yeah, man, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, John.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a vibe, man. It's gonna be a serious vibe. We are here to discuss Azange, but we're also here to discuss the album where it comes off. And this is where that musical journey comes from. So for our listeners out there who may not have heard about War yet, could you give us a brief introduction to, where you're from and, how you got into the industry?
Yo, it's actually a long story, because I've been in the industry for quite a long time. I think I started being in the music industry or just in the entertainment scene, I think by the year 2012 or 2011. And that's when I got introduced to the industry. I was introduced by a gentleman which goes by LT, but I don't think that is no longer doing music anymore. But otherwise, he introduced me. I think it was during the times where hip hop was very much popular and everyone who was doing music was jumping on as a hip hop head. But me, I realized that I can't rap. I'm not a great rapper. So what I did is that I realized that I have a skill. I have a skill with beatboxing. So I entered the entertainment scene through beatboxing. I think that's what paved my way to becoming user that I am today and a singer songwriter that I am today. So like I started there, then there was a record label which was opened by a couple of people who were doing music in my area by that time, which they called Crocodile Records. And it was a great initiative because we started getting gigs in government events and just local, like just getting our names out there. So from there, and I won't say my name, who the name that I used to go by back in the days, but until I called myself the name that you're pronouncing now. But it's quite a long way, Like I started making music back then and recorded my first song, which was titled Black and White in 2013. Yeah, 2013, 2012, during those times. Yeah, it's just that I'm not quite sure about the year. So I recorded that song. It really put me in the scene, like when people knew me from beatboxing and then now they're like, oh, this guy can sing. And then I started doing choruses for those guys who were rapping. I was more like the Justin Bieber of the hip hop of those times, or the Weeknd, or anyone Justin who can sing choruses, and then you let these guys who rap, and then they jump on the on their basics as well. So 2013, 2015, I finished my matric, and then what do I want to do after matric? Again, all the time when the students were applying to varsities and everything, I was busy trying to create the name that I'm going to present myself with in the public scene. So that's where the name War came by. By the name, my name is Wongeza. So they already nicknamed me yeah, which is WOWO. And then I decided, okay, let me just put life into this nickname, and then create something,
Mm.
because I take myself as a warrior, and then at the same time I believe that I'm covered by the scars of this warrior, like all the battles that he has won. It's either spiritual
Yeah.
or or any physical battle that I've conquered. So like that's why you have this name War today. And then I
Oh.
started during then in 2020 during COVID-19. That's when like I began my interest in the production. Uh,
Mm.
started learning how to produce, because like I've already affiliated myself in the hip hop scene. So like most of the people, they already thought that I'm a hip hop musician, or I'm a hip hop guy. Then I met this guy from Malawi, which goes by the name of Mions. He's very popular in Malawi. So we met in Johannesburg. He was like, "Yo, whoa, you have a great voice." It was after my performance, and then we started working together in his studio. Then he was like, "Bro, you have a great voice, and find your niche. Find your niche. Now it's just a matter of you not trying to be like anyone, and to isolate yourself from what is already in the industry. How do you
Mm.
isolate yourself?" Then it came to my head, and I was like, "Oh, what should I do now? What should I do now?" And then I came back home from Johannesburg, stayed at home during those times of COVID-19. Then I learned how to produce, and there's always this sound that I always imagined in my head. And then even if I go to the studios of other guys, I always thought that they are not reaching where I see, or they are not reaching to the core of the sound that I feel within me, that I want the people
Yeah.
to realize and to discover. Then I think that's what pushed me more. And I think also the influence of beatboxing made more sense for me to become a producer, because now
Mm.
I started learning how to produce, and then I finally nailed the sound, finally nailed the sound that I call Nguni groove,
Yeah.
and I think it's actually being received very well currently, and I think people no longer like expect me to deliver new music, but now they are anticipating that this guy is not only dropping new music, but is dropping a new sound. What is this sound? What is this sound that he calls Nguni Group? I think, yeah, I think I've tried to cover
That
all
what
the way
that that
that has got me.
that that was the brief introduction, guys. Yes, I would have wondered what a long introduction would have sounded like. But let's get into this. So since 2021, you have released 5 albums, okay?
Yeah,
And the latest one obviously being Nguni Groove, where Azange obviously features on. I want to know more about this album. Obviously, let's get into the album quickly. Just a brief one there. In Nguni Groove, where does the sound come from, and what is the process for this album?
the Nguni Groove feels. You're talking about the album that I'm going to release on Friday, right? The Nguni Groove feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already released an album which was called Nguni Groove, which I released I think in 2022. Yeah, 2022, which has a couple of 8 songs. Yeah, then I think that was when I really discovered my sound from 2022, and then I started exploring in other genres as well, because I finally thought that okay, I can produce now, and other artists are beginning to come to studio, and they really wanted me to try them out, and also see what other sounds we can create together. So now I released my single, which is titled Azange. I think it's 3 weeks now, last month.
3 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. Then after a week since I released that song, I received a call from Big Kosa. Then went to studio together. He was listening to my song on his Facebook page. Then he was like, "Hey, bro, this is a great song. This is a great song. I really want a feature on it." Then I already lost the masters of the first song that I'm currently featuring him on. Then I created the beat in 45 minutes, then sent it back to him. Then he recorded the song. Then went to Johannesburg together. He was in Johannesburg. Then I went from PE to Johannesburg because I was in PE at that time. Then we went to studio, produced the song, and then it was massive. Then I decided that, oh, what should I do now? Let me just release this album, which I titled Nguni Groove Feels, which is, I think it's a compilation of different feelings, different emotions. It carries more about love. It carries more information about love and happy moments and also sad moments as well, disappointments and also everything that you can think of. Also, like it carries a lot of, I think, traditional message as well, cultural sounds that you will find within this sound. So it's a mixture of contemporary. It's a mixture of contemporary music and just the cultural groove, because that's what I mentioned. I think this sound comes from, I think, my way of becoming the musician and actually connecting this sound to finalize it as a Nguni groove, because I've been influenced by choral music. I was also in a choral choir, and I was also going to church in the gospel choirs as well. Also, the traditional music that we sing during our initiation. So I think all those sounds, they really combined to create this sound that I feel, okay, let's modernize this now. Let's make it to sound more commercial so that people can actually relate to it. So this sound carries all those things, especially the message. I think that's what counts the most, because it's mostly the things that I came across. Some of the things are things that I observed from a distance, like looking at someone's life or looking at someone's situation, and then try to convert it into a creative way to say, hey, yeah, it is, Otherwise, it's just those compilations. So the album contains 12 songs, which is released on the 12th of April 2024. There I featured the likes of Big Xhosa. I featured the band, which is called the Nguni Groove, which I'm the lead singer of. So it's just those two features, nothing much. Just those two features, because I'm
Tell me more about Azange itself. What is the meaning behind the song Azange? What was the? I know you've mentioned now what kind of feelings you're trying to evoke on the album, and you'll feel different emotions on every single track. Azange, what exactly is the meaning behind the track name itself, and what kind of message were you trying to share?
Yeah, Azange means, I don't know how to put it in English, but it's like I've never felt this way. Yeah, it's okay. Felt this way. Yeah, Azange, I've never felt this way. So it's more of me expressing the kind of feeling that I feel of realizing new love or discovering new love, which I cannot explain through words, rather that I explain it by how I feel and how I express myself. Like it's just a joy within me. I think it's this groove that is within me that I want to show through dance, and I want to show through just my facial expression, but just an expression, like not through words. Words cannot explain this type of love that I'm feeling within me.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what
I've got a question for that, right? So, isn't that something that whenever we go into a new situationship, and I call it situationship before relationship, because you first get to meet the person and you think, oh, I like this one, and all the rest. But isn't that the kind of feeling you always get when you're in a new relationship? I've never felt this kind of love, like this is the first time ever. But just 6 months ago, you were somebody else, and you said the same thing to that person.
And I think it's that. It's actually that, cause I think my sound is always being centered around love inside the heartbreaks and everything. So this sound, it's more like trying to accommodate those moments where you are like, okay, even if it's a situationship,
Yeah.
I've never felt this way. Even if it's a situationship, let me just embrace this moment and be like, wherever it goes, it's either it's ending tomorrow or whatever. But
Yeah.
I've never felt
Yeah.
this way. Rather that I celebrate it
Mhm.
now before it goes, because now I think it's the problem that we are facing as human beings. We are afraid to commit lately. We always think
Yes.
of these relationships that okay, I wonder when is it going to end. Definitely, it's going to be a surprise when it ends. So I don't want to. So I don't want to put more of my nails into this relationship. That's why you find people are afraid to commit lately.
Yeah.
They rather block their emotions just to be
Yeah.
just to express themselves fully in the relationship. So I think that's the
Mhm.
situation. That's the situation that we are currently dealing with, and I think the society as well. Society is really pushing it, or I think society is making it a norm that no relationship should last 3 months. If it's 3 months, then you should start counting your days.
The expiry dates are there, you know.
No, yeah, I think the relationships of these days have an expiry date. It's just that you don't know when is the expiry date or what will be the cause of the expiry. Because even if you are
That's
perfect
like
and you're
that's
like trying to be this guy,
uh,
trying to be guy, it's either you who's making the disappointment or the other person or just the situation itself. Because sometimes relationships are not always about two people. Even the situations of the society, like whatever is going around, so they can really affect the
yeah.
relationship. So we should not always blame those two people who are involved in a relationship. They are in a relationship. They are both in a relationship. So the relationship has its own situation
Yeah.
without these people. So if they decide to be in commune with each other, to be in this relationship, then they will deal with themselves and deal with the situations of the relationship.
I was just going back to the expiry date situation because you know when you go to like the corner shop or a spaza shop or whatever the case is, and you buy a carton of milk and you can't see the expiry date, but the next day it's sour.
They usually
You
have
know?
the expiry date.
Exactly. But the same thing.
It's written in a tiny font that you have to look and be like, oh, okay, it's expiring next year or next month. Sometimes you realize that it expired before you even bought it, and then you
Uh,
realize
you
you bring it home.
you
You're like,
see? Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. It's very much like relationships these days. It's
exactly.
expired before it even started. Well, where can our listeners get your music first and foremost? And can you drop some social handles for us there, buddy?
My music is available everywhere. They can search it on Spotify. Just search Nguni Groove. I don't think that there's anyone who has that in Nguni Groove. Just search Nguni Groove. Search Azange on Spotify,
Yeah.
iTunes. Even you can even Google it. Just search War, which is WARWORE, as you see on your screen right now. Also on social media, I go by the name of War. Just War. War. It's me, no one else.
Fantastic. No one else. Pretty much very much unique, man. I want to thank you for taking some time out and having this fantastic conversation with us. I want to definitely wish your album release for this Friday everything but like everything it can because I know for a fact that I've really enjoyed Azange already. I'm looking for the next single. I'm waiting for it patiently at GQ Radio because you will be playing it. Trust me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. When you create a sound, especially that I produce in the villages. I'm currently in the villages back home, next to Lesotho. So you don't really think that people are going to accept this sound rather than the people that are around you.
Yeah.
So
Community.
giving me such an opportunity, and I would also like to thank Joanne as well for exposing me in these opportunities and realizing that people are really accepting and they're taking note of this new sound. So they are not really like listening to new music, but also discovering a new artist. But they're also discovering a new sound that they can relate to. Who knows that
Yeah.
Nguni Groove can become the new Amapiano of South Africa, because there's always a battle that Amapiano, they originated from Nigeria. Others say they originated from South Africa, but nonetheless, Nguni Groove is a South African original sound. That's what I know.
Yeah, man.
So, so that's what I'm saying. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would be very much honored that you playlist the song, and
Absolutely.
definitely hope that you will also have more sounds that you will like from my album as well. It's 12 songs, and I think that
I'm pretty sure I'll be enjoying all 12 of them, my man. You're seriously talented. I really love the sound coming out of you, man. Fantastic work. But we are going to be playing Azange right now after this conversation. And then at the top of the hour, we're going to have our SA Top 10. Maybe, you never know, Azange may just get into it in the next coming weeks. You can't go and vote for it. You can't vote for it. All you got to do is put the hashtag Warwar, which is WARWORE, and Azange. And that is to our WhatsApp number and SMS line as well. And that voting opens on Friday and it closes on Tuesday, 12 midday. So let's see if we can get Azange into that SA Top 10 for next week. You've been an absolute legend, my brother. Bless you with everything you do. And we wish you everything but the best, man.
Thank you so much, John.
Cool, bro.
Cool. See you soon.